Family, wherever you are around the world, let us listen to Busisiwe Mkhwebane. Busisiwe Mkhwebane was in a Mashiane Incorrect podcast where he had a good interview. And what he said, it is really what Malema has said about Floyd. Floyd has got this kind of being like a spoiled kid. You know, when a kid grows up spoiled, he has this kind of, he can be that educated and have all this kind of thing. The education is his education, but respect of people is what it's important. Because when you do good to people, people will return good to you, or God will award you with something better. What Busisiwe Mkhwebane has said here, it was a mouthful, that it vindicates what Julius Silo Malema said about Floyd. I'm not going to talk about the rest of them, Mbuyiseni and Dalimbov. I'm just going to stick on Floyd, because this message goes straight to Floyd. Let's listen to what Mkhwebane had to say about Floyd.
The former SG saying that I have no experience. So my experience is very broad, because it cuts across not only national politics, continental and even international politics.
Before you go further, allow me to do this. So are you alleging that Floyd Shivabu, who you worked with in the EFF, has said that you do not have political experience?
Yeah, that's what he said at one stage. And it was not a very good working relationship with him. He made as well my stay or my arrival as the convener in Mpumalanga a very turbulent experience. It was a very difficult process. I joined October, and until he was removed, it was not a smooth process. So I hear people saying, no, you are from EFF. Even if I was working at EFF, and he's one of the people who also spoke to me to join EFF. But I think I see now why maybe he did that. Maybe just to, I see now possibly he's gone back to those people who said maybe take her so that you can manage and control the way she operates. Yeah, that's that.
But the relationship in the EFF between yourselves, you did not interact a lot, or the interaction?
We didn't interact a lot, because remember when he was in the EFF, the deputy president, he was so very far aloof, yes, and when as a member of parliament, there were then internal EFF prescripts, which then as a new member you join, and there are a lot of prescripts or barriers which you have to comply with. Therefore, we didn't have any. It was one or two engagements where I was requested to assist with the proofreading of the manifesto, and instances where if there were meetings, one or two, I attended where he was there, but not that kind of a working relations, no. So then, because during that process again, the very same Floyd would work with one of the members of the team, and you'd find that when we write anything or he writes anything from his office, it will definitely leak through those people, through social media. So, it creates a lot of noise, and people will say, hey, in Mpumalanga, things are not smooth, but it was just that. And creating even this further parallel. On this side is Ms. Paddy, on this side is Mumait Ngobeni, Nabo Prokosa, and them who are doing all this. But at the end of the day, all those noisemakers, especially from his side, they left with him. So we have a brother, JS in Mpumalanga, after that process.
Private in public. So why would I entertain such a coward? He never dared to say those things he's saying about me. He never told me, yeah, on my face. He never, if he's that strong and political, he never tried chances to remove me.
Within the party.
Yeah, then you can remove me from outside. Dali with his qualifications of being a credentials, lawyer, this and that, a brave man, what. He never said those things he says about me on my face. Mbuyiseni never said any nonsense he says about me on my face. And then they act all brave when they are outside. Can't be brave here. Let's see what's going to happen. Anything I had to say to them, I said it to them right on their faces.
This is Piri. This is back and forth now happening.
That's why when Dali says, let's join, let's collapse it, I tell him on his face, no, it's not going to happen. And they are scared to tell him. They come to me. We're with this person in a meeting. This is what he said. Okay, call him. And then he came, I told him.
Directly. You are in this back and forth spat currently with the PA. You had your views last week at the media briefing about the allegations around Kenny Kunene. I think Gates and McKenzie had an overnight live, and you also made allegations about you as well. Also, taking pot shots.
I said what? I didn't. No one told me.
I have them somewhere. It's my fault.
Why is there no media question? No one asked.
No, it was covered. I know Lindsay did it for us.
No. Okay, why Lindsay's not calling me?
Why is Lindsay not calling you? I'll ask her.
My right of reply.
No,
I get attacked by media and then you don't say.
I don't think she covered it. She told me.
Oh, okay.
Hey, but it's a Facebook Live, so you can also go look at it yourself.
I don't do Facebook.
Well, Kaiten does.
Yeah, it's for those kind of mindset. Jailbird man.
Now hold on. Let me find it. Hold on.
I'm not a jailbird.
Hey, hold on.
Never went to jail.
I'm actually not looking up these
Never got
messages
arrested for stealing.
Julius is a dumb ding. And Auntie Vat Netville Skinner. EFF is in the ICU. The machines must just be turned off. He says, what me and Malema have in common, we are both bank robbers. I used to rob banks, he robs VBS. So a whole host of things. I mean, it's on that Facebook Live, Julius. You can go look at it all you want. But he's also now in the space where he's exchanging pot shots. These are your partners in Joburg. You're working with
No, they're not my partners. They are they're invited by the ANC. A mayor has got the right to invite anyone he wants to invite. We're all invited by
so you don't look at it as you're working together. You're all working with the ANC.
If you invite me and you invite that prisoner to your house, I've got nothing to do with that prisoner. I'll take my corner and you take his corner. You will entertain him because you are the one who called him.
And there are no egos.
I've never robbed anything in my entire life. Never. I've never robbed anything in my entire life.
But we're gonna be in this weird space now where there's a pot shots between.
No, they can say. No. I didn't say. I never engage even with them like that because Kenya showed him the door.
Yes.
Yeah, I showed him.
Came here to talk about
he's a boy.
Yes.
He's a boy. He was not. How can I? Okay. He says. They say to him, "How can you outshine the master?" Can you agree? Can you agree to you that I was his master at some point? Telling me about boys. I was his master at some point. How can he threaten me politically? There's no way. So. How can he left the EFF? It's actually Floyd who took a ride with Kenny from here to Rustenburg. After we had a discussion with Floyd and a guy called Machesana who used to print t-shirts for us downtown there, that Kenny is undesirable individual. He can't be part of this movement who are for me. Floyd took a ride with Kenny in the thing. And then he told Kenny from here to Rustenburg, back from Rustenburg, he said, you are a liability. That's a problem. The problem is that you are a liability. That's when Kenny said, if I'm a liability, let me go. A meeting was convened here at Bramfontein where Kenny said those are the things Floyd said to him.
High school gossip.
And I tried to say, of course I was agreeing with Floyd, but I was trying to save face. I was saying, no, we don't mean you must resign. We mean at least if you can take a back seat and then we allow the situation to calm down, then we'll see how we move forward.
Oh, so you're the person who's trying to manage it?
It's me who's trying to manage it.
You're the person who's the culprit in Kenny's eyes now.
Okay, all those people who are in my way now, all of them, because you're going to accuse us, of high school gossip, all of them.
Yeah, but it's like
All of them, in my boy, who come from the EFF, except that woman who says she's a queen, who says is a deputy convener of my boy. All of them were fired by him. All of them. And they know it. And they know it. And then the next thing, they agree they were fired by me.
I'm tired of this conversation. Just a couple of few things.
Yeah.
Mbuyiseni, part of what was interesting about Mbuyiseni is Mbuyiseni coming out saying that we were lied to about Ramaphosa, we were misled about who Ramaphosa is. Then he started listing things that he felt the president had done that are progressive, or at least further the black agenda, so to speak. He didn't say who misled him, but a lot of people will be like, oh, now that you're outside the EFF, the assumption is that comes from within the party. Your reading of that moment and what you were saying, was there anything to it? Did you attach those claims to being leveled against the EFF?
Well, the Mbuyiseni's uncle, it's an MEC in Free State. And,
Yes.
and that was their breadwinner. So he grew up looking up to that guy. And that guy's things went down. And then Mbuyiseni overtook him in the family, was the D thing. And when his things went down, this guy's things went up. So I can't be shocked if they say Mbuyiseni is going to join the ANC, because he's got a very close relationship with Toto. Toto is the one. And then they have a lot of interactions in between and all of that. So when an ANC member praises his own president, what must I do? There's nothing I can do about it. Look, the EFF requires no Mbuyiseni to survive. He's surviving now without him. And if you thought you are an individual with so much power that the EFF will only survive when you are there, you have to think again. Because Gayton speaks about ICU and all of that. What is it that the EFF has been doing since its formation, which is not happening now, that suggests it is in ICU? We actually are becoming more stronger and bigger. So you can't. You see, I'm in court with Kenny Kunen for saying I smoked drugs, I took drugs of Nigerians or Masodi, some nonsense like that. We was there in Western Cape. But you know our judiciary, it takes forever. So I took him to court. So now that you are raising that thing, I litigate a lot. I'm going to check that thing and look at where is damaging my image. That one, I will take.
Facebook Live.
Yeah, I will take him on, because don't lie about me. You can throw the jabs on VBS and what. Look, politically, I've learned to accept that we will deal with that for some time. But MK has never had to deal with that, even when people who were implicated in VBS went to MK.
Yeah.
So I take, but don't become personal. If you become personal, I will sue you. I don't play. I don't play games. I will sue you the following day. And effectively, I sued Ken Kunene. When he called me a cockroach, I won. And then they said he must apologize. He said he's going to appeal. He delayed the appeal. I went to the appeals court to want to appeal to rule. In his absence, he ran. We now at appeals court. So I don't play with clowns who want to personalize politics. If you listen to the things I say, most of you think that are things that are suable. I don't say such things. That's why they could have sued me a long time ago. Even Praveen failed in court to sue me, because they were like, well, man, that's what you call each other as politicians. What's your problem?
Women, you know, there's this thing with Julius Malema. When he opened his mouth and talk, we all want to know what he wants to say. If we missed, maybe he was on social media, whatever podcast he has visited, immediately we see that he was in. We always want to know what he is saying. He is that kind of a leader who has got this kind of oomph. When he speaks, everybody listens. Let us not be made to hate Julius Malema. There's people who make us hate Julius Malema. But I know at some point, when Julius is no more in this world, everybody will be saying, oh my God, I wish we would have voted this guy. Maybe he would have taken us somewhere. But because of our egos and this belief that when on social media, the DA say he's the biggest enemy, they say it a million times, and those haters of Malema. Because it's not about EFF, it's about Malema, because it's hard to turn him around. When he makes a point, they stand by his point. I've heard a lot of people saying he's a flip-flopper. Okay, let me just distance myself to that a little bit and come back to this one, that I want to bring it up. There is this podcast called Mashiane Incorrect, where Busisiwe Mkhwebane, who was a public protector of South Africa, who was once a member of EFF, and she was in parliament. She was parachuted to parliament because of her experience. There's something that Busisiwe Mkhwebane said when he was in this interview with Mashiane. I just want to congratulate Mashiane Incorrect for this wonderful interview that he did with Busisiwe Mkhwebane. It was quite amazing. I didn't make any content on it, but it's the first time I make a content because I'm trying to put up the statement of Julius Malema, the CIC of the EFF. I'm not a member of EFF. But when Julius speaks, wherever I am, even when they have a rally, I will make sure I want to know what was the message. Because he's this kind of a leader. When he says things, he's got this kind of giraffe view. He sees things coming before they get where they are. So, coming to the story of Julius Malema, what he has said when he was interviewed by Tsidi, and Mashiane interviewing Busisiwe Mkhwebane, the former PP of South Africa. It's all about Floyd, who Floyd is. Floyd has got this kind of, if I would take it as a child, I would say he was an unable child, a spoiled child. He only knows himself. He doesn't care about the person next to him. Everything is about him. Why I say this, I don't care who's going to attack in this, but we have to put facts as they are. These two people, Floyd and SHIVAMBU, the breakup was 100% good thing that it ever happened for the EFF to breed. Though Malema felt like he was betrayed. But looking back, I think even Malema, when he looks back and starts to realize that it's like I was keeping ngangibeka uSathane eduze kwami. And lo Sathane, God has got his own ways. It's like a sea. A sea, it always cleans itself. In each and everything that happens in life, you will go through some kind of turbulence that, okay, this season things were not working okay for me. Then you have a good season in life and all that. So listening to Advocate Mkhwebane, it has made me understand that Floyd was not a good person to be with the EFF. I don't want to talk about Dalimpofu. I don't want to talk about Ndlozi. No, I'm not going to talk about those. I just want to stick on this one because I haven't heard anything about them. But I'm trying to bring the story of Floyd and Busisiwe Mkhwebane because Busisiwe Mkhwebane was in EFF. What Busisiwe Mkhwebane is saying about Floyd here, he is saying a lot of things that most EFF members, I remember the MMC of Gauteng, I don't know what is his name. I don't know which interview he was in, or it was, I don't know. I remember him saying that they are in this problem because of Floyd. So, if Floyd doesn't change, this organization called Maibuye, he will remain by himself. Because people, he can hide his true colors now. But once the organization starts to grow, then people will start to realize who this guy is. And they will start to distance themselves from him. Because he is like a spoiled child, an unable child, when he is a big man now. So it's better for him to kind of adjust. Because adjusting in life, it's easy. You can it's like it's like taking medication. They can give you medication for stress. Maybe you're stressed up about something else. Medication will not help you if you are not helping yourself. You can drink that medication, but if you don't let things go, you will drink that medication until you have an addiction of medication, that every time you feel like you have to drink that medication. Floyd has to work on himself and understand that if he wants to be a leader of an organization, he can have all this kind of experience. As long as he still have this kind of ego that he has, it will not work. He will touch this and it will, again, dismantled. He will touch this and it will fall apart. Everything he will touch, it will look good when he started because people are very smart. They can easily read it. Because I have listened to a lot of analysis about Floyd, that, oh, he's a genius, EFF was this because of Floyd. But when we look at the EFF now, without the Floyd, we realize that whatever the analysis were saying about these people who were analyzing everything, a lot of them, even on SABC, were analyzing, saying this, Floyd is this is the end of EFF. Forgetting that Malema, when he stand, you give him a mic to talk to people. He's got this connection with people. The connection that he has, Malema, there is a gift that when God gives you something, no matter how much I can be jealous of you or whoever, I will never take that gift that was given to you by God. That is the bottom line. No matter you hate Malema, no matter you want to do what about Malema, but the facts stand. When Malema speaks, people listens, and he speaks sense. When you look at every podcast that he goes, then you look at the numbers of people who listen to Malema. And when he is quiet, a lot of people, they always check on internet, wherever, and check if on social media, if he has ever said anything. Because more especially when there are problems in the country, like this Mkhwanazi thing and everything that has been happening, and this Floyd thing, for Maibuye, Floyd has been provoking EFF, calling it a cult, calling it names, saying a lot of things about Julius Malema. But Malema kept his cool. I hope Malema now, as he has responded to whatever Tsidi was asking, I think he has breathed enough, because there's a danger that Malema has to understand why he's being provoked. That is my opinion. They were provoking him so that he can respond. When he responds, they will keep on provoking him. So, because when you look at the views of the response of Malema to Floyd or to that Maibuye, you can see their numbers have gone high. So a lot of people now, it means Malema is giving them airtime so that people can easily listen to them, how the fight is going on. Malema now should take a back seat, and just forget about what is happening and just say, okay, I've spoken and that's enough. Because that is what happened with MK. It was all over them. They gave too much airtime to MK. That's why MK became what it is today. Because Zuma is a popular somebody. So Zuma is a popular somebody. He was a former president of the country. And in KwaZulu-Natal, KZN, he is the most popular, is the Mandela of KwaZulu-Natal. So people really listen when he speaks. Because of he's got this kind of oomph. When he go behind the mic, when he starts singing Umshiniwam, he shakes a lot of people. They start to dance. They enjoy those kind of things from Jacob Zuma. It's like Malema when he gets behind the mic. There's magic that is there with Malema and Zuma. Once they get behind the mic, they've got this kind of being loved by people. So for Malema to suppress the Maibuye, he has given them enough airtime now by responding to whatever, and he has to stop and just let them like that, because giving them more airtime, he will make them more popular, because there's exchange. Because this was a provocation, that every time they were provoking him, saying things, cult and all this kind of things, it's okay. But because that question was posed by Tsidi, then he had to respond to it. But he has to stop, not to give this guy airtime. I hope somebody will comment. Do you think Malema should continue exchanging words with Floyd? Because what Busisiwe Mkhwebane has said about Floyd, it is enough. It meshes exactly what Malema has said about Floyd. He's that kind of a person. So what do you think, family? Drop your comment. Don't forget to like, share. Bravo, bravo, bravo.